On today's edition of the Red Sox Rundown by Chat Sports, we have a load of news and rumors with the winter meetings coming up next week. We've got more Ketel Marte trade rumors. We're going to talk about those in today's video. Secondly, we're going to talk about Freddy Peralta. Is a trade back on? We are going to discuss that in today's video. And then at the end of the video, we're going to have a bunch of various Red Sox news and notes. We're going to talk about all of that in today's edition of the Red Sox Rundown. I am your host, Jack Lauteret. But let's start, like I said, with Ketel Marte. There is more smoke around Ketel Marte being traded to the Boston Red Sox. And we are going to get into the full details on that in just 1 second. But before we do, I got a question for you guys. Can we get 100 likes in the first hour of this video being published? It's going to go live at probably around 6:45 Central, 7:45 Eastern time. Can we get 100 likes within the first hour of this being published? What happens on YouTube is if you can get that to that 100 like limit in the first hour, it'll get pushed out to more Red Sox fans. So let's grow this community to as many people as possible and hit that like button and help make that happen. All right, Ketel Marte. Obviously, there has been rumors around him, the potential of him being traded. We're going to talk about some trade candidates in a video coming up in the next few days, and he is one of them that Jeff Passan and Kiley McDaniel spoke about. But he was linked directly to the Boston Red Sox in a report from Bob Nightengale. Here's what Nightengale had to say. They have told the Diamondbacks, anyone and everyone, they are willing to listen to offers for their all-star second baseman who signed a 6-year, $116.5 million deal last spring with $46 million in deferred money. The D-backs want pitching and lots of it in return. The Boston Red Sox, Detroit Tigers, and Tampa Bay Rays, who have plenty of pitching, are all on the radar. Now, you don't need me to tell you why trading for Ketel Marte would be a good idea. Firstly, team control. Like they said, sign that 6-year, relatively, club-friendly deal last spring. He also arguably has had the two best seasons of his entire career in 2025 and 2024. I get that he's a little bit older, but he seems to be flourishing as he's getting older. Could you imagine a top of the lineup that looks like this? Roman Anthony in left field, batting first. Alex Bregman at third, batting second. Alex Bregman batting second at third. Ketel Marte at second, batting third. And Trevor Story at short, batting fourth. Tristan Casas at first, batting fifth. I don't know about you. That's a pretty scary top half of the lineup. If Tristan Casas can turn into what I think he can, that's really good. Trevor Story, we saw last year, pretty damn good. Ketel Marte is awesome. A full healthy year of Alex Bregman is going to be really good, and Roman Anthony is the face of your franchise. Ketel Marte is an instant game changer. This is his Baseball Savant page from 2025. A lot of red. And if you've never been on Baseball Savant, red means good. He's really, really good. Whiff rate, pretty good. K rate, really good. Walk rate, really good. He hits the ball hard. He hits homers, but he also contributes in offense in general. The Red Sox would have to get uncomfortable here. They would. They want pitching help. The D-backs do. You're going to have to give some depth up there. They're going to want people that can contribute right away. The Red Sox are well set up to do that, but are they willing to get uncomfortable to make it happen? I will also add that the report is that the Red Sox, are only going to go after one bat in free agency, which I don't personally agree with. I think they need to get two. Could they get creative and sign one and also trade for one? You have the assets either way to get two bats. But are the Red Sox willing to get uncomfortable to make it happen? I would do it, but you let me know. Would you trade for Ketel Marte? T for trade if you would, P for pass if you would not. I think he would be an instant game changer in the middle of this lineup. You shore up second base, because I know all the Christian Campbell haters cannot even fathom having Christian Campbell at second base to start this season. I'm not one of those people, but there are a lot of people that don't like Christian Campbell. He would shore up second base, and he's an all-star. Like, come on. Would you do it? T for trade, P for pass. You let me know down below in the comments. Ken Rosenthal, this is aggregated by Underdog MLB, but Ken Rosenthal had a report that the Brewers are considering cracking the door open on a Freddy Peralta trade talks. Obviously, Brandon Woodruff accepted his qualifying offer, and Jeff Passan reported that if that was going to be the case, it would be more likely that Freddy Peralta would be traded. And Ken Rosenthal has the first report that it seems like the Brewers might be willing. Now, should the Brewers? No, they should not. But Freddy Peralta being a year away from free agency, it might make some sense. I need this to happen yesterday. And I know that everyone's going to say, Jack, you're a hypocrite because you don't want to trade for Tarik Skubal. I'll get to that in a second. But Freddy Peralta would be an instant bona fide stud. He'd be your number 2 by far. He, like Ketel Marte, would be a game changer at the top of your rotation. This past season, he was fantastic. 176.2 innings pitched, a 270 ERA, 204 Ks, only 66 walks. Like, that is your number 2. Sonny Gray's great. I'm looking forward to seeing him pitch at Fenway. We're actually going to talk about him at the end of this video. But Freddy Peralta is a number 2 dog. And again, like I already have teased, a lot of people are going to say, Jack, you're a hypocrite because you said you will not trade for a rental in Tarik Skubal. I'd be much more willing to trade for a rental in Peralta than Skubal, and here is why. It's 2 main factors. Number 1, Freddy Peralta is not represented by Scott Boras. Tarik Skubal is. Number 2, Freddy Peralta, while he is really good, is not going to go for $400 million in free agency. I'm not saying you can get him for a Garrett Crochet deal. You might need to, and you probably will have to go a little bit more expensive than that. But I could see a world where Freddy Peralta is willing, if the price is right, to sign an extension like Garrett Crochet was last year. Tarik Skubal, like I've said time and time again, will not sign an extension. He is going to test the free agent market, and he's represented by Scott Boras. I could see a world, and I'd be more willing to give up a bag for Freddy Peralta because I am more comfortable signing him to an extension than I would be Tarik Skubal. That's my reason why. Now, Alex Spear put out a report, and this makes me feel better because after Sonny Gray got traded, there were reports that were coming out that the Red Sox, I think they might be content with Sonny Gray as their number 2. Well, Alex Spear kind of refutes that a little bit. And this is a reason why I think that a Freddy Peralta trade could happen this offseason. Part of Breslow's hesitance to proclaim Gray as the number 2 starter was because the Sox might acquire another starter this offseason who would slot in front of him. For now, aside from Garrett Crochet as the team's true number 1, the rest of the starter designations are subject to change, potentially including Sonny Gray's. So the moral of this entire story is the offseason is very long. The winter meetings haven't even happened yet. They're going to happen next week. We're going to continue to get reports like this until moves actually are made. I hope at the end of the day they do the right thing. And maybe that's not trading for Freddy Peralta. Maybe that's trading for Joe Ryan. Maybe that's, getting bold and trading for Hunter Green. Maybe that's going out and signing a Michael King or a Framber Valdez or someone like Ranger Suarez or someone like that. But they cannot be content with Sonny Gray as the number 2. Sonny Gray's a great player. He'd be a great number 3. He'd be a great Lucas Giolito replacement. But I cannot wrap my head around him being the number 2 on this team. I can't. So we'll see. Will they make another move? I don't know. We'll continue to report on the reports because that's what you guys want to know about. But right now, we'll see what happens. Will the Red Sox add another starting pitcher? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I'm still a little bit hesitant to say that they will, but we'll see. I'm not sure, but you let me know. Y for yes, N for no. Will the Red Sox add another starting pitcher? All right, let's finish it out with some Red Sox news and notes. I haven't done a video in a few days, so I did want to catch up on some of the notes that have been coming up because as the winter meetings are getting closer, there's a lot more reports. As the markets are starting to move, there's a lot more reports. We got a lot from Jeff Passan. Here is the first one. This is about Jarren Duran and the outfield market. Here's what he had to say. He said, the Red Sox are valuing Duran more like a 7-win player of 2024 than his 4-win version in 2025. Either way, his addition can instantaneously make a team better, and Boston can hold out for a big return because the Red Sox don't have to deal him. At some point, though, the Red Sox will have to move Duran or Wilyer Abreu. Keeping full-time quality players for less than full-time roles rarely works out well. I think Passan is completely right here. The Red Sox have the leverage. Teams need outfielders. Teams have been vocal about wanting outfielders. Kansas City Royals. Feel it out and see what you can get. You don't need to rush to make a trade. The Royals, shoot, we're talking about, could Cole Reagans, could they potentially trade for Cole Reagans? He would definitely be your number 2. Could a package of Jarren Duran and some prospects bring you Cole Reagans? Feel out teams. See what you can get. The Red Sox have the leverage. But they will need to trade an outfielder, like Passan said. You can't have all these full-time players playing not full-time. It doesn't work. So an outfielder is going to need to get traded. We'll see what happens. Passan also had a quote about Pete Alonso and Alex Bregman. Here's what he had to say about them and their markets. Both were free agents last winter. Both produced well. Both opted out of their deals and didn't reach expectations. And now both are faced with trying to get contracts that better align with their numbers. With the number of teams seeking a middle-of-the-order bat, the chances are good that both are waiting for a team to step to the forefront. The Sox want a bat. They should sign 2 bats. They need to step up and make it happen. Stop being afraid. Bregman and Alonso are both waiting for some team to be like, you know what? Here's your bag. Here's your bag. You can do that for both. Stop being afraid. Take initiative because you need 2 bats. I've already said this. Not only are you replacing Alex Bregman, who's no longer on your team, but you're still trying to replace Rafael Devers. You've got the money. Spend it and stop being afraid. Lastly, a fun one. Sonny Gray is an absolute dog. He had probably the most entertaining introductory press conference that I've ever watched. Gordo had this. This was via Alex Spear. Sonny Gray told the media that he never wanted to go to the Yankees when he was traded there and that he had trouble being himself in New York. And then this is a quote. It's easy to go to a place now where it's easy to hate the Yankees. And I think we can all agree that the Yankees suck. So before we get out of here, spam FNY in the comments. Because we hate the Yankees. We hate the Yankees. The world is better when the Yankees lose. So go in the comments and type your FNYs. I am pumped to have Sonny Gray on the team. Again, just because I don't think he's a number 2 doesn't mean I'm not excited to have him on the team. I think he's going to fit in really well. Please give me Sonny Gray versus Cam Schlittler in the Bronx in the middle of the summer. I need that. It's going to be absolutely electric. All right, we're going to get out of here, guys. Thank you all so much for taking the time to watch this video. There's plenty of people that you could have watched. There's plenty of channels you could have chosen, and you chose this one, and I really do appreciate it. If you've not already, hit that subscribe button. Our goal for opening day is 10,000 subscribers. We've got a little ways to go, but I think we can get there in due time. So if you've not already, hit that subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, go Sox.